Good evening. Today's class, I'm going to explain you about valence bond theory. Theories of bonding in metals. So, what are the different structures we are having? There are different theories of bonding in metals. Before explaining theories of bonding in metals, let us have a look onto the metals, the general structures, crystal structures, arrangement of the atoms in metals. Metals are found to crystallize in BCC body center cubic structure or FCC face center cubic structure or hexagonal closed packing structure, and one can rationalize basing on the structure the arrangement of atoms in the atoms to yield the closed pack structures. So the packing efficiency is more in BCC and FCC compared to the simple cubic structure. So, and the structures are normally in terms of the repeating unit, that is unit cell. So each space lattice, the unit cell gets repeated, and on the three-dimensional axis, we can explain clearly the lattice structure. So different structures are present, and the structures, the unit cell, body-centered cubic structure, all this can be explained. But today's objective is about the bonding in the metals. So, bonding in the metals, according to theories of bonding in metals, characteristics we should know, the theory should be able to explain high luster, complete opacity, conductivity, thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity, and Ohm's law application, Weed's law application, thermal conductivity and electrical conductivity constant, and how is the resistance varying in the external magnetic field, or these should be able to explain in the theory. And in order to account these characters properties of the metal, several theories have been proposed, in that free electron theory, valence bond theory, and band theory. So in the valence bond theory, this theory was proposed by Pauling. This theory was proposed by Pauling, and it was based on the valence bond model that was used to explain the covalence in the molecules. According to this formation, according to the formation of a bond between two atoms occurs due to overlap of the valence electrons of the two atoms. So, in simple molecules, the number of atoms that surround a central atom, it depends on the number of valence electrons. It depends on the number of the valence electrons associated with the central atom. In metals, number of atoms that surround the central atom always exceeds the number of its valence electrons. And that means there are simply not enough electrons between the nearest neighbor atoms to complete set of the electron pair bonds. So the number of bonds in metals can be localized, but it should be highly delocalized. It should be highly delocalized. Pauling explained the formation of the delocalized bonds in metals in terms of covalent bonds. Valence bond theory was proposed by Pauling, and he explained formation of delocalized bonds in metals in terms of covalent bonds. So, how the covalent bonds resonate among their interatomic positions in the metal. He has taken an example of the lithium, which crystallizes in body-centered cubic structure with coordination of 8. So later we'll see how these are proposed. The characteristics of metals. Let us see the characteristics of the metal. Metals possess shining on their surface. It is called the metallic luster. Metals have high density and are hard substances. Metals have high melting point and boiling point. Metals are good conductors of heat. Metals have high electric conductivity, which decreases with temperature. Metals have high elasticity. So these are the general characteristics of the metals. And metals are malleable and ductile. They can be hammered into sheets and they can be drawn into thin wires. Metals are opaque to light. Metals form solid solutions called alloys with each other easily. Metals are generally electropositive elements. Finer the metallic particles, more reactive is the metal. So these are the characteristics of metals. They possess shining, that is luster. They are high density hard substances, high melting point and boiling point. These are good conductors of heat. They have high electric conductivity, which decreases with temperature. They have high elasticity. Metals are malleable and ductile. They can be hammered into sheets and can be drawn into thin wires. These are opaque to light and form solid solutions, that is, alloys, with each other in a solution. So, metals are generally electropositive. You know that. They are the electron acceptors. Finer is the metal particle, more reactive is the metal. Theories of bonding in metals. Theories of bonding in the metals. So, metals are believed to possess a special type of bond known as metallic bond. So, the nature of the metallic bond is explained, namely, in terms of the theories, namely free electron theory, valence bond theory, molecular orbital, or band theory. Today's session, I'm going to explain you about the valence bond theory. Valence bond theory, this was proposed by Pauling, as previously explained. It was proposed by Pauling. The structure of the metal may be described in terms of covalent bonds that resonate among the alternative interatomic positions in metals. A metal or ion having delocalized electrons is represented by several contributing structures called resonating structures or canonical forms. So, this was proposed by Pauling. So, the structure may be described in terms of covalent bonds that resonates among the alternate interatomic positions in the metal. Next, a molecule or ion having such delocalized electrons is represented by several contributing structures, that is the resonating structure. Delocalization means at one position the electrons are not there, they are keep on moving. So that moving is the resonating structures or canonical structures. The properties of such molecules cannot be explained by one structure. So here he has taken the Pauling explained the formation of the delocalized bonds in metals in terms of covalent bonds that resonate among the alternate interatomic positions in the metals. Example of the lithium, in which there is a crystallization in the body centered cubic structure. There is body centered cubic structure with coordination of 8. In the arrangement of each lithium atom, it is surrounded by 8 other lithium atoms nearest neighbors. So, in order to overcome this one, central lithium requires 6 electrons to form 8 covalent bonds with 8 nearest neighbor lithium atoms. However, only 9 electrons are available. So, one is from the central lithium and each one from the 8 surrounding lithiums. This indicates the bonding must be electron deficient. So, bonding must be the electron deficient. In order to overcome this one, Pauling has suggested the bonding in the metals as a delocalized. So why the delocalized word has come, why he has taken into consideration the delocalization. So it is just because the electrons are not sufficient. An example of lithium, BCC structure, coordination is 8. What is coordination? Around with lithium, still how many atoms are there? That is coordination. So each lithium atom is surrounded by 8 other lithium atoms. And the central lithium atoms require 6 electrons to form 8 covalent bonds. And with 8 nearest neighbor lithium atoms, it forms. However, only 9 electrons are available. One is from the central, and each one is from the 8 surrounding. So this indicates that bonding is electron deficient. So this deficiency is satisfied. So he has suggested the bonding in the metals as delocalized. So the true state of hybrid several possible resonating structure arises from synchronizing resonance. Okay. So I'm going to give you the lithium example in detail. I'm going to explain you the resonating structure or the canonical forms. As we have told you, proposed by the Pauling, structure may be described in terms of covalent bonds that are resonating among alternate interatomic positions in metals. A metal or an ion having such delocalized electrons is represented by several contributing structures, that is resonating structures of canonical forms. All the properties of that can be explained by one structure. Now, he has taken the example of the lithium metal. He has taken the example of the lithium metal. What it reveals is, as I've told you, one lithium atom surrounded by 8 nearest neighbors in the metallic crystal. In lithium, its valence electron is present. It is insufficient to form 8 covalent bonds. So with 8 nearest, it requires the crystal structure. For example, the lithium metal, its crystal structure requires the coordination of 8 atoms. But so many valence electrons are not present. It is insufficient to form 8 covalent bonds with 8 nearest neighbors. So the resonance of the electron pair bonds takes place here. Due to insufficiency of the electrons, the resonance is taking place. Here, you have a very clear picture about this one. Lithium metal crystal. It reveals that one lithium atom, it is surrounded by here. One lithium atom, it is surrounded by 8 nearest neighbors in its metal crystal. In lithium, one valence electron is present, which is insufficient to form 8 covalent bonds with 8 nearest neighbors. So the resonance of the electron pair bond takes place here due to insufficient valence electrons, but due to a proper crystal structure, that is the BCC structure, lithium has to form the BCC structure. So, but the number of electrons are not sufficient. So body centered cubic structure it is having. It crystallizes in body centered cubic crystal. So the coordination number for the body centered cubic structure is 8. The arrangement of each lithium atom, it should have 8 other lithium atoms. So, but the number of valence electrons are not sufficient. But it has to form the BCC, it should have 8 atoms. 8 atoms it has to bond. As such, the central lithium requires 6 electrons to form 8 covalent bonds. 8 nearest neighbor lithium atoms. So the 9 are available. 1 is the central one and 8 are surrounding. Therefore, 1 from each 8 surrounds the lithium atom. This indicates that the bond is electron deficient. So basing on this, here, and therefore he has given the resonating structures, canonical forms. This explains the metallic character. Now, as I have told you, whatever theory is proposed, following characters should be given, and those characters are the luster, opacity, thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity, Ohm's law application, Franz law, Wiedemann-Franz law application, and thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity ratio constant should be given, and the magnetic field So variation of a resistivity in presence of external magnetic field, how it is behaving, all this should be explained by the theory. Now, he has given this Pauling in the valence bond theory. He has given the resonating structure and canonical forms. Though it is having the deficiency of the electrons, how it is getting satisfied? It is with respect to the resonating structures and the canonical structures. It is able to satisfy the structure. It is able to form the crystal structure, that is a body centered cubic structure. Now, after this one, it should explain the characters. Now, let us have a look onto the metallic cluster. When white light falls on clean and smooth surface, when white light is falling on the clean and smooth surface, valence electrons absorb energy. They get excited into nearest higher orbital. They get excited into the nearest higher orbital, and when these electrons return to they return to the ground state, and absorbed energy is released as visible light. It is released as the visible light, and this emitted light ray is responsible for the metallic luster. So the luster is clearly explained, and let us have a look onto the remaining characteristics. As here, the luster. White light is falling on the clean surface. Valence electrons absorb the energy. They get excited to the nearest higher orbital. And when these electrons again return to the ground state, and the absorbed energy is released as a visible light. And whatever emitted light is there, that is responsible for the metallic luster. So basing on the absorption, the valence electrons, he has given valence electron account, absorbing energy, and basing on this, he has given the metallic luster. So we are able to see that shine. Is and return, again absorbed energy is released as visible light is emitted light ray is responsible for the metallic luster. Now the next character, electrical conductivity. The bonded electrons in the metallic bond, neither they belong to a positive bond nor they are localized. See, bonded electrons, whatever is there in the metallic bond, they neither belong to the positive bond nor they are localized between any two atoms. They move free. They are so much free enough to move, and hence there is electrical conductivity. Okay, so there is localization. Localization means the electrons are not confined to one particular place. They are moving. So electron movement will give the electrical conductivity. Gives the electrical conductivity. Okay, so the electrons in the metallic bond neither belong to the positive bond nor they are localized between any two of the bonds. They are free to move and hence allow the electrical conductivity. And now coming to the density. How is the density explained? The closed packing of the atoms in the metallic crystal explains the high density of the metals. The closed packing, whatever is there, it is the closed packing in the metallic. If once the closed packing is there, the weight will be almost, the density is getting increased. Because it is having closed packing, the density is more. Now, coming to the malleability and the ductility. How is the malleability and ductility explained? So due to the uniform charge distribution between the positive ions, and when there is stress is applied, the ions can change their position relative to the neighboring atom without changing the internal environment. See, the malleability and the ductility. They can be drawn into thin sheets and thin wires. Why is that happening? According to the valence bond theory, how it is happening. So here we'll see, as I've told you, after explaining these two characters, we'll see in the lithium. Yeah, electrical conductivity. Now, as I've told you, this electrical conductivity, this density, due to delocalization, the two atoms they move free and they hence they allow the electrical conductivity. And coming due to the closed packing, the density is more. And now the malleable property. So, in order to overcome this polling, he has told the structure 1 and structure 2. There are synchronizing resonance. He has explained the synchronizing, he has explained about the synchronizing structures, resonance structures in the non-ionic forms. Only 2s electrons per atom is available for bonding. So no single atom can form two bonds. Okay, 2 electrons per atom is available for the bonding, and single atom cannot apply for the bonding. When one bond shifts instantaneously and simultaneously, um, the resonance switch must be synchronizing for all bonds. So, large number of such resonance structures existing in the crystal account of the stability of the structure. So, resonance is leading to the ionic bonds here, as I've shown you in the diagram. So, thus all these the electronic conflict, you can take different examples. The electron shifts from lower covalent bond in the structure and leaves the charges. So since 2s orbital in lithium can accommodate only 2 electrons, the remaining 2 electrons from the second covalent structure of structure 2. In that way, we can give an account. And the characters can also be explained on basis of these. So characters, the metallic character and the malleable character. What is the metallic character, the malleable character? Due to the uniform distribution between the positive ions, when you apply a stress, it is applied on the ions, it can change their position and relating to the neighbor atom without changing the environment. So uniform charge distribution is there for lithiums. Here you can see there is uniform distribution between these lithiums. So whenever any stress due to uniform charge distribution between positive ions, when stress is applied, the ions can change their position relative to their neighboring atom. They don't change the internal environment of the neighboring atom. So when the stress is applied, these ions change their position from one lattice structure to the other atom's lattice structure. So without changing the internal environment. Therefore, malleability and ductility is possible. Now, explaining all these characters, there are still some limitations. So, free electron theory, you have some limitations. In the similar fashion, even for the valence electron, valence bond theory also, there are some limitations. So, here the resonance theory explains a qualitative explanation, but it does not give about the metallic character, liquid state, or in the solution state. So it was not able to give the remaining explanations. As we have told you, in similar to that of the valence bond theory, here it is able to explain the luster character, but the opacity is not explained. It is an incomplete theory. Thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity, we are able to explain. He couldn't explain Ohm's law and he couldn't explain Wiedemann-Franz law and the ratio of the conductivity, the ratio of the thermal conductivity to the electrical conductivity couldn't be explained by this theory. So the resistivity variation and the magnetism is also not explained in this theory. So these are the defects which couldn't give proper explanation about the remaining characters. But overall, what he has explained, these characters explained were here. Only basing on the lithium, he was able to explain. Electron shifts from lower covalent bond structure 1 and it moves to the structure 2 upright. So the lithium Li plus Li minus is formed. Electron is shifting from lower covalent bond structure 1 and left atom it moves. Upright lithium atom it moves. The two bonds and the resonance is known as pivotal resonance. And 2s orbital in lithium can accommodate 2 electrons, remaining 2 electrons from the second covalent structure in the structure 2. It couldn't explain all these. So overall, what he has given is resonance of the stripe is it is pivotal resonance. This is the pivotal resonance. Electron is shifting from from one structure. Electrons are shifting from lower covalent bond structure 1, leaving to the charge on the lower left side atom, and thereby here lower left side atom. Here you can see what I'm explaining. So the electron is shifting from lower covalent bond in structure 1, lower bond structure 1, and they leave charge on the lower left atom, and upper right lithium atom forms 2 bonds. Here it is able to form 2 bonds. Resonance of this type is pivotal resonance. Since 2s orbital in lithium, it can accommodate only 2 electrons. The remaining 2 electrons from second covalent structure 2, it enters into the 2p orbital. It accounts for the electrical conductivity. It accounts for the electrical conductivity of the lithium. Availability of both s and p orbitals in many metals lead Pauling to conclude that sp hybridization is possible in alkali earth metals. So availability of the sp in many metals, Pauling has concluded to sp hybridization is possible in alkali and alkali metal. In case of potassium, calcium, strontium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc, Pauling has assigned the valence called metallic valence to each element. And these are parallel properties of metals, and such as density and hardness is able to explain, while remaining properties are not explained. You take the copper, the electronic structure of the copper, in addition to the 3D3s, copper uses 4p. So, copper, there are 9 atoms. So, keeping in this way, he could explain only for metallic bonding, and remaining characters were not explaining. The important limitation of the Pauling treatment of the metallic bonding is it offers, I've told you, the important limitation of the Pauling treatment of metallic bonding is it offers only qualitative explanation of electrical conductivity. It does not explain only the qualitative explanation he is able to give. And he couldn't give the quantitative estimation of the physical property of the metals. So the qualitative explanation of the electrical conductivity has been explained. There is no quantitative estimation for any physical property. So the metallic valency for potassium, rubidium are given. Okay, so the extra unpaired electrons are responsible for the magnetic properties he has explained. For potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, there are some extra unpaired electrons. So these are responsible for the magnetic property. There is no proper explanation. Qualitative explanation is only given. Quantitative explanation is not given for this. Okay, so thank you for today's class. So what we have discussed is about the valence bond theory. First of all, I have explained the characteristics of the metals. In the valence bond theory, first I have given you the introduction to the characteristic. What are the metals, how the metals and non-metals and metalloids. The red ones are the metals, and the yellow ones are the metalloids, and the blue ones are the non-metals. And what are the general characteristics of the metals? I've explained. explaining the metallic properties, what are the different theories? Which type of bond is present in the metal? That can be explained basing on the theories. That is a free electron theory, valence bond theory, molecular orbital theory, or band theory. So today's class objective is about the valence bond theory. Yeah, I've told you the Pauling has given this one, and the structure, it is based on the covalent bonds, and it is mainly concentrating on the resonance and canonical forms and alternate atomic positions in the metals. So the delocalization of electrons is explained, and it is contributed to the resonating structures. And all properties are not explained from with one structure. Actually, the all properties should be explained, but they were not explained due to one structure. So valence bond theory here, the same is repeated. The structure in terms of covalent bonds and resonated between the alternate interatomic positions, localized electrons is present, and that is the resonating structures or the canonical structures. All properties of such molecules cannot be explained by one structure. He has taken the example of the lithium metal, where I have given you a detailed explanation. Though the slide is not present, I have given you the detailed explanation about the lithium metallic crystal. So in the lithium metallic crystal, so in this lithium metallic crystal, it is surrounded by 8 nearest neighbors in the metallic crystal, and it is not having sufficient valence electrons which is required. So this is satisfied by the nearest neighboring atoms. So lithium atom, it requires 8, but it is not having. So the center one, it is sharing the valence electron with respect to the neighboring lithium atoms. So central lithium atom will be having 9 and the surrounding will be having 8. So in this way, it is satisfying its valence electrons. Though it is deficient, it is getting satisfied in this way. And there is delocalization of the electrons, and thereby resonating structures are formed and canonical structures are formed. Here, I've given you metallic structure, valence electron, it is insufficient and it takes place. So basing on this, metallic crystal is explained, and basing on this electron movement, electrical structure is given. Even the thermal conductivity is also given. Okay, so and this way, to some extent it was explained, and in detail it was not explained. So the characters which were explained in the metallic cluster, complete metallic character is not explained. Electrical conductivity density is given. And the remaining characters were not explained for this theory. Qualitative explanation is given, but quantitative explanation is not given. Malleability and ductility is also explained, but along with this high luster opacity and conductivity to the electrical conductivity ratio, and Ohm's law is not explained. Weissman-Franz law is not explained. Okay, so some of their quantitative explanations are not given, only qualitative explanations are given. So this is a defect and the limitation for this theory. Metallic character also not explained in the liquid state or the solution state. Thank you for today's class. I hope you understood this class. Thank you for sparing